Hey everybody. So Grok 4 came out last night, and there was one thing in particular I thought to be exceptionally intriguing, um, and the implications of which would really change the world forever. If you didn't watch the live stream, you might have missed that the XAI team actually made a claim that Grok 4 could be used with some reliability, with some significance, to actually predict outcomes in Polymarket markets. Let me try to find it here. They just, they prompt Grok 4 to do the research, but then it kind of takes too long, and then and the whole demonstration was a bit awkward. So they did a pretty poor job of demonstrating this capability. So I figured we could, since I have access to all of the premium models that were released to the public, Claude 4 Opus, Gemini 2.5 Deep Research, O3 Pro Deep Research, and Grok 4 Heavy, I figured we could find some markets on Polymarket and try to get them to predict how the market will resolve. So just real quick, let's just scan this video. I'm trying to find, okay, right, so they try to predict the World Series champion for 2025, and the most likely outcome looks to be the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, if you haven't kept up with Polymarket, you might not know that it's actually been pretty disruptive in their ability to predict the future. For example, Donald Trump actually won the presidency, like Polymarket said that he would, even while most other polls, if not, pretty much every other main poll, was actually predicting that he would lose to Kamala Harris. So, okay, so here we are on Polymarket. I found a couple markets that I want to test with. The first being what company will be the largest in the end of July. Right now the prediction is NVIDIA at 88%, with Microsoft at 12%, Apple at 1%. I mean, this seems like it's already priced in. NVIDIA hit a $1 trillion market cap in like 2023, and then they've tripled since then. So and especially with all the AI progress, and running on their specific GPUs and architectures, it seems obvious that NVIDIA will maintain that lead. Let's take this market here and pop it into our AI models and see what they come up with. Okay, so I took the original prompt that they gave Grok 4 from the demonstration and popped it into ChatGPT, and then I took the market from here, took the market description and put that into ChatGPT as well, and had it write a prompt for us to use. Which company will have the largest market cap at close on July 31st, 2025? Market resolved to the company with the highest market capitalization globally as of the market close on July 2025. Predict which company will be number one, and add probability. Okay, that's plenty good. So let's take this, put it into ChatGPT O3 Pro with deep research. Run that one. It always asks a clarifying question. Are you interested in U.S. companies? It's actually a good question. No, the world. Okay. No world. 2. Should the forecast prioritize common stock market cap? Let's just say total. Primary use case, financial speculation. All. Okay, it's gonna run. And we're gonna do Claude 4 Opus research. See if it asks us any clarifying questions. Looks like it's just gonna go. Cool. Try Gemini 2.5 Pro deep research. I'm also going to go to Grok, Super Grok, Grok 4 Heavy. Just got this last night. It's cool to see these agents spin up. I think Gemini usually asks, yeah, there we go, okay. Everybody top 10 companies globally. That seems reasonable. All right. So they're all going. We should get back something that looks like a lot of confidence in NVIDIA maintaining their position as the largest company at the end of July. It'd be cool if they also said that Microsoft, has some chance of dethroning them, but I'm not super interested in that. As long as it says, NVIDIA has it's fairly certain that NVIDIA will maintain this lead, then that will be sufficient for me. But let's wait a few minutes and check back in. All right, looks like they have all completed their research. So we go to O3 Pro first. NVIDIA surged. It's going to hit 4 trillion. Scroll to the conclusion at the bottom. NVIDIA will be the world's most valuable company on July 31st with an estimated 70% probability. Okay, let's go to Claude here. So it gave me 2 reports, actually. 4 trillion. Oh, here. Just 1 report. Microsoft poised to lead global market cap race. Microsoft most likely. Narrowly edging out NVIDIA. Okay, cool. So we have some disagreements. So Claude saying Microsoft will claim the largest market capitalization. Okay. Gemini. Oh, Gemini also says Microsoft. And then Grok, Microsoft. Interesting. So that's different from the demo then. Now that maybe Polymarket is just wrong. Maybe Microsoft will actually win out. I don't know. Let's try another. Here's another one that's kind of similar. Will Bitcoin hit $130,000 before Ethereum hits 3,000? Now, again, my initial instinct is that Bitcoin will not hit 130K before Ethereum hits 3K. If we look at CoinGecko, Ethereum is at $2,700. Yeah, $2,800. And Bitcoin is at 111,000. It'd have to move quite a bit more, and it would be going over all-time highs versus Ethereum. I think Ethereum peaked at $4,000. So again, it does seem like Polymarket is accurately priced in here, but let's take this market description and see what the models think. Okay, O3 Pro, deep research, go. O4 research, go. Gemini, research, go. Super Grok, heavy, go. All right, and we'll check back in when these things are all ready. All right, so let's see. Bitcoin, 130K versus Ethereum 3K. Which will hit first? Bitcoin trades around 110K, yep. It's in the high 2700s, yep. Ethereum needs to go 8 to 10. And Bitcoin needs to go 17 to 20. ETH is closer, of course. But Bitcoin's already surpassed its previous all-time high, and Ethereum's struggling a little bit. Bitcoin leads in bull markets, yeah. Okay. Oh, this is cool. More likely that Ethereum hits 3,000 before Bitcoin reaches 130,000. 70 to 80% probability. All right, so the market should resolve to no. Cool. Looking at Claude now. A little more to the point. 70% chance. So Claude's saying Bitcoin has a 70% probability of reaching 130,000 before Ethereum reaches 3,000. Wow, okay, so interesting. So Claude's more bullish on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's clear regulatory status as a commodity and growing discussion of strategic reserve adoption by states provides tailwinds absent for Ethereum. So saying Bitcoin has more support as a commodity. Interesting. Okay. Let's go to Gemini now. The report presents. Okay. %70 probability is assigned to no outcome. Okay, so basically it's mostly the same as ChatGPT. Now Grok 4. Ethereum to 3K will happen first. The 85% probability. So if we go back to the Polymarket, we can see that, 3 of the 4 AIs were mostly in line. Grok is saying 85% chance probability that the market resolves to no, which is actually exactly the same as Polymarket. And then if we look at ChatGPT o3 Pro, roughly 70 to 80% chance. So it's about the same. And then Gemini, 70% chance resolves to no. And the only one that kind of was a little bit, well, actually very off, was Claude. So maybe Claude knows something that the others don't. So I found this one, and it might be a fun test because Grok should have direct access to the XAI APIs as they showed in the demonstration last night. So I'm wondering how much of an improvement this will make. Okay, so I got my prompt here. I did it before. o3 Pro, research, opus, research, Gemini, research, Grok, heavy. So while these models are running in the background, I do want to clarify that obviously these tests that I'm doing are sort of crude and could be substantially better. I could, rather than using the client side or the web applications rather, I could hook into their APIs and pull in, let's say, 20 markets, and then have each model, run 3 different analyses for each market, and then compare each of those analyses, and then have like a nice graph that shows how close their predictions are to the control, which is Polymarket. But truly, I just am fascinated by the implication that these models might be able to predict the future. And so I wanted to do some test as well as get a general feel for Grok 4. And I figured I'd take you guys along with me. I might have some follow-up videos where I do actually spend more time taking the idea of a Polymarket being a benchmark more seriously by utilizing their APIs to automate a lot of this sort of arduous testing. Let me know if you're interested in that. I might even set up a small wallet where I actually purchase some of these orders and see if we can make some money. So All right, looks like they are all done. Let's see. Start again with O3 Pro. Skyrocketed. Okay. Post roughly 170 times. All right. Claude is saying 170 times on X during the period of July 4th, July 11th. 80% confidence. Okay. This is cool. $665 posts. Wait. That. Okay. Claude seems way off. But again, maybe Claude knows something we don't. Just my camera here. 898 posts. What? And a 95% confidence interval. Okay. And then back to Grok, 80% confidence, 135, 160 posts. This is actually really interesting. Claude and Gemini seem way off here. $128 posts per day. Yeah, see, their numbers are just way wrong. 93 posts per day. Nearly 100 times a day. Is this? I think that maybe, I actually have no idea how much he posts. I mean, 1,000 posts seems like a lot. And 128 posts per day seems like a lot. But maybe he does post that much. Someone's really wrong here. I think maybe someone wrote an article that is incorrect, and the other AI, and two of the four AIs found it, and we're naive enough to believe that he posts that much a day. Oh, we can see here. Okay. Yeah, he does not average 100 posts. There's no way. 2022. $61 posts per day on average. Yeah, so that just doesn't seem. I think Claude and Gemini are way off there. Okay, cool. So that was just some manual testing of how Grok 4 Heavy stacks up against Claude 4 Opus deep research, Gemini 2.5 reasoning deep research, and O3 Pro deep research. Being honest, it didn't seem significantly better than the others. Claude 4 was contrarian to Polymarket every time, which either means that it's the smartest of the four, or the dumbest, or maybe my prompting strategy wasn't working with it, or whatever. Again, this test was kind of littered with variables that could be mitigated for certain. And I think in the future, I will do some more testing to see if this is a viable strategy of making money through prediction markets on Polymarket. And obviously, if it turns out to be one, then other people will surely start using the tooling as well, and it'll cease to be a viable strategy. But it is really interesting to think about the idea that these models could accurately predict the future, right? And it's going to be a crazy couple of next years. Thanks for watching.